A great win. I try to tell our team, listen, guys, during scouting, I don't gas up opponents. I don't overhype them. I'm going to tell you exactly what I see, and I'm going to give you the truth. And I thought South Alabama was a terrific team. I think that's a team that could win a conference championship. They've got talent. They're hard to guard. We did a really, really good job. I told the team before the game, we've got to play our best basketball as the game goes on. And I thought the middle part of that second half and the end was when we played our best basketball. So it was great to see. So it was a great win, and our fans were awesome. Feels great to be 2-0, and I still think there's so much we can get better at. I mean, our defense is still very, very poor, but we made winning plays at the end when we needed to. I mean, Josiah's kick to Mash, who didn't have a great first half, and then he has the poise to make that big three was huge. So a great win. Proud of our guys.
There was a stat line that I asked Josiah about that he just couldn't come up with an answer. Josiah usually has a lot of words, so I was a little surprised. But him and Mo combined to draw 9 fouls and commit 2. And after Monday night, that's a complete reversal. Did they do anything different, or was it just a different officiated game? Or?
Yeah, I don't think our guys did anything different. I think we had them out of rhythm. We had them in foul trouble, and we kept saying, guys, we only have 4 fouls. We need to be more aggressive, and we got to keep going down low. Last year we weren't able to do that. Obviously, we ran some different things where we put 2 bigs down low, and White was in foul trouble and Samuel were in foul trouble. And so we had to go down there. And I tell you what, if Morris gets a little bit more confident at the foul line, he could be really, really hard to stop because he's tough down there. So our guys did a really good job of understanding where we can get our offense from in the second half. So I don't know about the foul trouble part of it. I think Samuel was out of rhythm. That probably had a lot to do with it as well.
How big was just kind of neutralizing him tonight?
Huge. Had to get him off the court. Had to find a way to get him off the court. I thought first half we were not great by any means. We're still struggling with ball movement. We're playing a little bit of hero ball that we got to get better at. We got to trust that the ball will come back to us. But yeah, it just I said it a million times last year. We're not a complete team. We haven't arrived. We got to get better, but we've got the personnel to where we have options at a lot of different spots.
Josiah kind of spoke on it, saying that you spoke to the team about how they don't get too high, don't get too low. Can you just kind of speak upon that?
Yeah, I mean, if there's something that I try to live by, it's that. I've just been doing it long enough. It's one win, and it was a good night. I'm going to enjoy it when I go home, and then I'm going to wake up and I'm going to dive into this game as well as SMU. But all this stuff is fleeting, good or bad. You could feel like you're never going to win a game again, and then you bounce back and you play a great one. So if there's one thing that I hope that they take from me is that they can emulate that. Like Mash coming out at halftime, like you didn't play well, move on, man. We still got faith in you. We're not going to bench you. And he made some great plays in the end.
Coach, a couple of nights, tough game, lose the lead, and you come roaring back. You refuse to lose at this point. How would you describe the ingredient of your team that allows you to fight back?
Well, that's why I say I don't know about this team. I know that we're clearly trending in a good direction from when we got here, but you never know how guys are going to respond through adversity. You just don't know. So that was a good step in the right direction. I wanted to schedule teams. Now, it is hard because so many people take transfers. You don't know what teams are going to be year to year. But I thought South Alabama, I think Coach Riley does a really good job. Their staff recruits well. I figured they would reload. They did. And I thought this would be a team that's probably going to win 22, 23 games. And we wanted to challenge our guys early. So I thought Southern Utah was the same thing. And obviously now we got to go on the road versus SMU, who's terrific as well.
Coach, you mentioned on Monday that you kind of wanted Morris to have some more touches as well. How can you speak on your guards tonight, Jalen and Jamal, just feeding your front court and really the difference?
Yeah, and even Josiah, too. Like, Josiah only had 1 shot last game. And I was really proud of Mash and House because although we weren't all that good last year, they got a lot of shots. So I'm not saying they don't want to win. Of course they want to win, but that's pretty fun for guards when they get all the shots. But they showed a high level of unselfishness to throw that thing down there, space the court properly. and then go make, and then Josiah returns the favor on the last play to go win the game. So it was really good. I mean, we've said over and over again to Mash and House, like, you're going to have to sacrifice a little bit. Not a lot. We want you to score points, but we got to go where our bread is buttered throughout the course of the game. And with their foul trouble, I thought going down low was the best option.
And then going off Josiah, can you speak on how important it was? I mean, his game, he almost had a double-double tonight. It's kind of like that glue guy. He talked about doing the dirty work. How important is he?
Yeah, he rebounded the ball well the first game. And he did a much, much better job of being assertive. And I didn't run enough stuff for him in the first game, but a lot of that was they were playing zone. Now they were playing more man, and we were able to go inside a little bit. But it's nice to have those two options down there. Josiah's a really good player. He's a winner. And he made a win. We talk about it all the time, winning plays. He made a winning play at the end of the game to kick the ball out to Mash.
I don't mean it's a rhetorical question, but how much are you enjoying your job as being the head coach of the Lobos?
Enjoying my job. I enjoy it right now. Because I'm with you guys. I honestly have said this over and over again, and it's not a knock on Minnesota. I loved Minnesota, and I met a lot of great people, and they treated me great. But when you're at a place for 8 years, people want to change. And it's rejuvenated me for sure to come to a place like New Mexico. And as you get further and further to your tenure, you always hear groans and all those things. So you're in the honeymoon phase for sure. But I had the decision to make, do I take a year off? And I'm extremely happy I did not do that. This is I really believe, a special place with so much upside. And just the spirit of Albuquerque. Just these people are so blue collar and they love their Lobos. I've never lived in a place where you're driving through the streets and all you see are New Mexico license plates. So I'm for sure re-energized. I am so happy I did it and grateful and lucky that Eddie took a chance on me. So it's been a lot of fun, but hopefully we can keep moving forward.
Question about the defense. You obviously aren't where you want to be, but how much of it is the guards letting guards get by them and get at your bigs? Tonight it looked like 4 penetrated kind of when he won.
A lot of kind of like what Wyoming does, where they we call it Barclays, where they dribble down into the post. And we're going to have a problem in Wyoming if we can't be a little bit more physical without fouling. So, we didn't foul, which is great, but we have to find a way to be more aggressive and not let guys do whatever they want. So it got better in the second half. House was terrific. House was really good defensively without scrambling too much, where he does that from time to time. But they had their way. The guards did, more so than the bigs. And then they had a rhythm where they got in a rhythm, were making threes as well.
Coach, can you just speak? I know you still got to look at this tape, but can you speak on the next matchup in the road for the first time?
I don't know much about SMU. I mean, they were really good last year. They got a lot of new players. Rob Lanier is somebody I worked with. He's a good friend of mine. High level of respect for the person he is as well as the coach. I haven't watched any film on him, but I know that we've got, 3 non-conference games on the road. Hard to win on the road. You better be tough. You better rebound. You better defend. So it's going to be a tough matchup. So we'll learn from the film tomorrow, and then we'll turn the page.